Good evening, Gooners. Welcome to the Gooner Booth. We're going to be previewing the Champions League game. But I think before we do that, I think some well-deserved therapy is in order. Before we get into it, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, get involved in the comments. There is a lot to discuss. Wayne, good evening, mate. How are you? Happy Tuesday.
Yeah, good evening, mate. Well, not really happy Tuesday, mate. I've been rained on today. So I had a long weekend, so I had a day to kind of recuperate after Sunday's shenanigans, shall we say? But yeah, yeah, cracking on, mate. Yourself, you had a good Tuesday.
Yeah, that I've been getting. I mean, I work with as a Man United supporter. It's been quiet all fucking year long. And the guy decided to turn around and go, "Did you see the game Sunday?" Oh, fuck off, mate. Fuck off.
Yeah,
Right.
they all come out of their hide in their caves, and they
Oh,
all join in together like a mass
yeah.
thing. You know, it's ridiculous.
I mean, some of the stuff I've been hearing it's nuts, right? I don't. We've got to calm down a little bit. We've got to calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
It's
It's okay to be upset, Tone, but you can reflect on it, can't you? There's a lot of people that just go over the top.
there's people calling for Arteta to leave. It's nuts. I
Yeah,
mean, look,
it's
don't get me
absolutely
wrong,
nuts.
right? It's it's crazy. It's crazy when you think about it that everyone's turned massively on
Yeah,
the manager. But at what point do you go, "What, the players aren't good enough? They're not being,
yeah,
look, we're top of the league. We're 4 points clear, right? Let's not take that for granted. But I think the reason why everyone's getting worried because of the situation we're now in, we're 4 points off of it. City, City got two tough games, right? Tottenham away isn't an easy game for them. I know Tottenham haven't been playing well, but they always fancy themselves against City, right? They're at home. Um, they
there's
should be up
even
for that.
Tottenham fans, Tone, saying they want their team to lose the game. I mean,
The only,
listen. Yeah, I know I can understand you not wanting your rivals to win, but to not want to win a football match. I mean, I
oh,
want to
they
win
mate,
every single
they've done
football
it
match
last
I took
season.
part in.
They've done the same last season, right? They're going to do that. Let them. But look, there's the one thing that we want as supporters. We don't want it to be out. We want it to be in our hands, right? We don't want
Yeah,
to be relying on
you
things to
don't want,
lose.
it's a difficult game in the context. It depends, obviously, and what happens. But yeah, Tony, you're right, 100%. This we shouldn't really be relying on other teams. We should be doing our job. But listen, we're still 4 points clear. You've got a cushion. I still think that in the next couple of games, a cushion. If we have to, it's vitally important we win our games, and I think that's where we can another lead can establish. I think in the next two games. I don't people are worrying. The only team you'd have to worry about is if Aston Villa can go on a run. Yeah, I'm not
Uh,
worried about Emery. I'm not worried about a
a
team
lot
like
of
that, and I
people
don't
are
think City are the
a lot
same.
of people are going. Oh, I hope Aston Villa win all their games now and win the league. It's like if we win all our games, we win the league. You fucking donuts. I think one thing we need to look at, right? There are some worrying things, and we're going to get into it. People that have just tuned
Yeah,
in, get involved in the comments. We're doing a little bit of therapy before we get into the preview. Um, I think that we need to look at a few things, right? Arteta's tactics, right? We go away to Leeds, right? We'll get into the preview on that later on this week.
mm,
But is he becoming very naive of his tactics? Because if you look at him compared to Carrick, right, a difference between Amarat was very, very tactical, very tight. He didn't take risks. But for similar to Arteta, if you want to go there, he let the handbrake off. That is what letting the handbrake off looks like, right? But
mm,
then at the same time, um, Man United scored two worldies.
mm.
And sometimes you can't defend that. And I think the
And
problem,
and they got a mistake as well, didn't they? They got
yeah,
gifted a goal. So
I think the problem that we've got, Wayne, is that game was look, we're unbeaten in 17 games. But I think the problem with that game and what everyone sort of is who we lost it to,
yeah,
right?
yeah, I think
You
that's what
know,
it. Yeah,
we were, and I think they beat our last unbeaten one. They knocked us off. Where Gary Neville was cheating, right? Another thing as well. Why does Gary Neville get to commentate on Man United games? I've never understood why he gets to
Um,
commentate on his own club.
why do Sky Sports flag stuff triggering articles is going to trigger Arsenal fans to go online? So it's listen. There's a bias against Arsenal with Sky Sports, and the problem what everybody has, and I've said it quite a few times on this channel, is that we have no choice but to pay to watch them. But they have always been biased, and they got Man United bias, Liverpool bias. They dislike Arsenal on Sky Sports, so they're going to have,
Yeah.
and they haven't got an Arsenal. In all fairness, I mean, you got Alan Smith, but when do you hear Alan Smith other than a lesser game commentating it? Why the hell is there a Man United fan? You could audibly see that when we scored, he was more like the away from his mic going effing, whatever, like, you know what I mean? And he's praised all the stuff praising up. And you think to yourself, mate, this is just, you need a neutral. All right, but this is Sky Sports all over, Tone. They've done it for years and they continue to do it. And right now, on X and other things, they're trying to get Arsenal fans, because what happens with clicks now? That's where it's going to go. Let's put an article out there to upset Arsenal fans. TalkSport are the same as well. All of them are, in fairness. There's a lot of them out there. So Sky Sports don't care, but they've got a massive bias towards Arsenal. They've had it since we were winning doubles and whatnot, because it's always been Man United. Because you got to imagine, Man United were the Premier League, weren't they? In all due respect, it was Alex Ferguson winning it. Leeds won the last championship, 91-92. Then, other than Blackburn breaking their streak, United were winning it, and then all of a sudden Arsenal come along with a little-known Frenchman and stirred the pot a bit. So this is what that channel is going to be. They don't care, Tone. They don't care that ex-Man United players commentating on it, because it causes them to get their views and clicks online if he makes a comment and does whatever. He shouldn't be on there when he's saying that Martinelli, if it was me, Martinelli should be thumped. He shouldn't even be commentating on a match.
No, he shouldn't be.
He actually on air said a player, he should get thumped.
Yeah.
And Sky Sports still, they're hiring this guy. Him and Jamie Carragher.
Look, when he come out and said that thing about all the white men are causing this stuff, mate.
Yeah.
You're coming out with stuff you shouldn't be. Any other person would have got sacked for that.
Yeah, exactly. They're classless. They're a classless platform, and as I say, we have to click on it to watch their games, Tone.
Yeah.
We have no choice, unfortunately, mate. Amazon. I tell you what, whatever you want to say about Amazon and your views of Amazon and whatever, all right, their coverage of the Champions League is spot on.
Unreal.
And if they won the rights to show the Premier League, mate, I'd tune in, because at least they know how to do it. Sky Sports, they've always had that bias, Tone. They always have, mate. Always will. Won't end.
Are you worried about us at the moment?
No.
You're not worried? So the stats we just discussed, right? I think it's quite worrying in terms of the form of our players, right? In terms of goal scoring opportunities, right? We have got, as I said to you, our top scorer this season is Gyökeres, right? And then Trossard. So Gyökeres has played 21 games, scored 5 goals. Trossard 19 games, 5 goals. Then behind them, Declan Rice on 4 goals. Saka has played 21 games and scored 4 goals. Is that title winning?
No, listen. I mean, you look at the goals. I mean, what it is, what we're missing currently, and I think what you have to look at in hindsight. Haaland hasn't had a massive injury, right? And Haaland carries Man City. He's carried Man City to the points. He scores the goals, right? His goals are dried up. So Man City. Sorry, I apologise, because we're just talking about Man United. They're bringing up. They're bringing players in. They need players now to step up for them. We've got Semenyo in now. We need something like Marmoush and Semenyo won the game for him against Wolves, right? 2 different goal scorers, Tone. They just paid 60-odd million, paid him a ridiculous wad of money, and he's there scoring goals, kept a clean sheet with Mark Gahey, right? They've had to spread the goals around. Saka he's coming back. Now, we sat there, we have sat there on this stream, and I think you have to look at it in hindsight, because I've had 24, 48 hours since we last come on, Tone, and to have a look around. And a few people online have said a few things that you think it does put a lot of stuff in perspective. Yeah, Saka has obviously, as we said, as we all know, common knowledge, he's had a really bad injury, right? If Saka was putting up the numbers that he was like prior to his injury, putting up numbers, say he was on, for argument's sake, 15 or 18 goals and assists throughout the season, we're flying. We wouldn't be in this position. Would more likely be 11 points clear. All right. We're relying on Saka while we're bedding players in, and Gyökeres, who's struggling with the pace of the Premier League in certain aspects of it, in certain jobs he does well, we know, but he's still struggling. He's a new player, new league. There's tougher things, Tone. We haven't had a player explode. Yeah. Liverpool, right? Liverpool looked suspect last year, and we're thinking, and there's people online, myself included, I didn't have a pod at that time, but I was thinking they're going to drop points. They're going to drop points. Salah kept pulling them through, and by the time it got to January, beginning of February, Liverpool practically had it sewn up. You know, we were fighting for second place. City were coming back into it, and blah blah blah. That's the problem at this moment in time. I'm not worried, because as someone pointed out, and I think you remember as well. Now, obviously, last year was, in my opinion, Premier League campaign was a write-off. It was piss poor, right? The year before, and again, someone who has controversy in yourself, and we've had Dave on who as well, who's not a massive fan. I've know a few occasions are. Another fan, sorry. Havertz was in the team, and we went on a run with him after we lost. Do you remember to Fulham?
Yeah.
And we were moaning about Eddie Nketiah ain't up to the job. And Mikel Arteta saw it. And he got to a point. He went, right, okay. He tweaked it. Put Havertz up. Havertz was in the number 9. Wasn't he starting striker? We went on a run, which was 14 wins, 1 draw, one loss. All you got to hope for, Tone, is that it happens now. That he's seen the error. He's seen that players like Ødegaard are not pulling their weight. In terms of it, some people need to be dropped. Look, this is on him. I'm not afraid, because I still think that players like Eze, Noni's got to step up, but I still think as well that Gyökeres, if he's not going to pick up an injury, he's getting sharper and sharper. That's why obviously we'll talk about my starting 11, but I'm not worried until there's something to worry about. I'll be worried come March, April, and we're fucking 4 points behind them and we fucked it up. I don't think we will. But I think, there's going to be, as I said to you, it's going to be up and down zone this season. We're not going to run away with it, because I think, Saka can't hit top form because his body's he's more like mental as well. His body's not quite telling him, I can do this, I can do that. Confidence has got gone. Am I going to tweak my hamstring? Ødegaard has come back as well from an ankle injury. Whether we like it or not, could he be out of form? Yeah, there's it's moments throughout the season, and I think this is the time now where you get an Eze in. Gyökeres is bedded in now, and he has to fire. Yeah, we can't afford to go into the January transfer window and buy an elite player. We can't do it. We can't buy a Semenyo. We haven't got Arab funds. We haven't got 130 charges and can still buy stuff and buy players and fix problems. We can't. We play by the rules. These are the rules. So yeah, dude, I'm not worried until there's something to be worried about. I get what you're saying, because as I said to you up here,
it's a question.
I've been reminded of it by West Ham fans who own goalies, and how top of that chart he is, mate.
Yeah.
Got 4 goals to 5. I get what you're saying, Tone. But I'm kind of reserving it, because I think there's just a couple of tweaks that he can make to that team, mate.
Yeah,
it's up to him, Tone.
Yeah,
that's the worry. If you said to me, are you worried about Mikel? He's done it in the past. He's done it 2 years ago. Now's the time to do it again. Do that. If he does that tweak, there's certain tweaks he can do, Bones.
Another stat, right, with Ødegaard, right? We're not shitting on Ødegaard.
We don't do it at all, Tone.
It's factual. It's factual, right? I think we're dealing with facts, right? There's emotion and there's facts, right? We're looking at the facts, right? If you're looking at the facts, Ødegaard has scored 1 goal in 17 appearances, right?
Yep.
In 17 appearances, he's got 3 assists, right? Now, if you're comparing him to Eze, he's a direct competitor for that number 10 position, right? Eze has scored 4 goals in 18 appearances in the Premier League, by the way, this is, and he's got 2 assists in 18. So he's 1 behind on Ødegaard, and he's played a lot less. Actually, no, he hasn't. 17. No. So his injury, yeah. So, but then the run of games, yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, he's played slightly more games, right? But the run of games that Ødegaard's had, he should be skyrocketing above him in them stats, right? Especially assists. He should be at least on 7-8 assists this season. For the top of the league, you expect these numbers to be a lot better, right? We need someone to step in and score another 10 goals.
Oh, 100%. This is where now you have to stick or twist, Tone. And this is where he's got to twist, in my opinion, with an Eze. What have I said to you? and our watchers as well, if you've seen previous videos, you can tell in yourself as well. You know, what have I said? And I think there's Burnley and Newcastle things as well, where Eza and Gyökeres, right? Freedom and the freedom of the pitch. Erdegaard isn't strong enough to be. I mean, let's look at it. Subi as well is like barely 6 foot. Like he's a small lad. He's 5 something or other, but he looks small, but he can win headers. You know, if you've got them, you don't need. I've said this to you, Tone, and you'll back me up. And this is my opinion, by the way, is that I don't always think you need a Zubi and an Erdegaard. And I also think as well, obviously, you know, you've got fundamentals like Calafiori out the team. He unlocks Trossard. Trossard not having Calafiori, he struggles. They know they played it well together. If that's struggling, then that's why Eza should have had a chance at left wing. But no, because he's made that mistake at Aston Villa, he's got to stop this rubbish now, Tone, of, you know, I can't trust him, I can't trust that. You have got a player who is more expressive number 10, a left hand bias number 10, which means, you know, he plays differently to Erdegaard. So you either do one thing, you sit Rice at the base. You go, I'm playing Erdegaard today. So you get Rice in the 6 and you play Eza and Erdegaard, right? That's what you do if you want Erdegaard on that pitch. You can't. I don't think at times you should. If you can have a Rice, Subi, Erdegaard. At times it struggles, especially with them two. You know, so I think you need a more expressive player in that squad, or you put Eza on the left with M3 and try him there to cut in. Listen, you don't Eza. If you're looking at someone who look at what Saka can do, you know, and obviously pre-injury, he's struggled a hell of a lot, right? And maybe Mikel was thinking that he'd be hoping that Saka the form would explode, because he's the star boy, yeah. He's the face of the project. He's come through the hard times. He had a tweet in 2020 saying, you know, you deserve better. He's on the floor. You know, you've got a player like Eza who can match him when he's on top form in terms of that unpredictability, and the players on the bench. You know, what we're asking for is we've seen him, we've seen sprinklings of it, right? But if you're going to sit here, and if I want Mikel to explain to me, right, in the last 3 games, what Erdegaard's done in the Premier League, by the way, what Erdegaard's done better than Eza. Has Eza come on and set the world alight? No, he hasn't. But neither's Erdegaard from the starting position. So,
but if you're comparing the season so far, who's had a better season? Eza. Look what he done against Tottenham. Look what, you know, in Newcastle, he done well.
Attacking output, Tone, controlled in the game, Erdegaard. But
give the guy a chance. Give the guy a chance now. Take Erdegaard out of the firing line. And I think the biggest thing now, and the one that actually the biggest talking points this week is our captain needs to change. You can't what captain comes off a half time or 60 minutes? You don't see it, do you?
It speaks volumes to me that he's come on the last. Sorry, guys, do apologise when you're out in the elements all day long. Sorry, but clear my throat. This is it, Tone. This is exactly it. You know, you wouldn't take off in the past. This is, and before I waffle on to that what I was just about to say. Apparently, this has been he puts it out to the players who don't want to be their captain. This summer, after Tony Adams said what he said, and that video came out, and me and you spoke about it in this pod. They had the vote, and of course, Erdegaard was voted in by the players. But you know, past players we've had, you do not take off your captain, right? You never took Tony Adams was your centre half. You're not going to take him off anyway. Granted, Fabregas Vieira in the middle, never come off. Gilberto Silva covered for a little while, wouldn't come off. He's your defensive linchpin. He's your central, your cover. Sorry, mate, I spit my words out. Thierry Henry, Aubameyang. You know, you don't take your captain off. If you've got your captain on the pitch and I've got to take him off because he's not doing it. Well, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm an old school football fan, but I would not want my captain to come off. If my captain is not playing well, that tells me the manager's seen it and gone, he's not playing well. I've got to take him off 3 times. So do us all a favour and take him out of the firing line. I'll put, we will come to that, and I will explain my reasoning of why. But I think he should start tomorrow because I don't think he should start against Leeds.
Yeah.
So,
He's got. We'll get into the preview later on this week on Leeds, but Arteta is holding us back now. He literally has the players there. He don't take risks. He don't take risks,
this
mate.
is it, mate.
That United game, he was so conservative. He come out. We started off well. We nicked the goal, right? But he was so conservative. He literally, Man United were playing with freedom. You know, you can tell he's gone out and he's gone to them players have gone. He's gone out and go and play with freedom. Good evening, Sherry, mate. How are you? Had 2 days to call off. Let's hope Arsenal have gotten off their 3-game winless slump and we kick on versus Leeds. Yeah.
Thanks for joining. As Tony did allude to previously, sorry to cut you off there, Bones. I just want to explain. We've said we're having a bit of therapy, but obviously, you know, this for me is a dead rubber. It's a dead rubber game. But I'll still watch it because it's Arsenal, and we all want to watch every single game. But thanks for joining, and then everyone else is watching. We do appreciate it, guys.
We'll do a watch along tomorrow, Wayne, on the game.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I see what I can do in terms of. But I will join you. Yeah, it should be even in the evening. It's tougher for me in the evening, as you know, and before 7, 7:30, mate. It's a tough.
Yeah, it's We're qualified for the Champions League. If I'm Arteta, I'm literally going to the under-21s and taking a couple of their players. And
they should be on the bench.
Have a run out. I mean, I would just have to look at the Champions League table, right? No disrespect to Kairat Almaty, right? They've got into the Champions League, so they've done something right. But obviously, the standard of football from their league compared to ours is probably worlds apart, right? They're bottom of the league. They haven't won a game. They've drawn 1 game. And they've lost the game. They've conceded 19 goals. They've only scored 5. Looking at this, right? They've got 1 point on the board. I reckon, even if we put our youngsters out and got a draw, I wouldn't care. You know, I actually, Joe, what? This might be an opportunity for Arteta, even if he's going to play the first team. This is an opportunity for him to tweak some tactics, try different formations, see how we get on, see if they're comfortable in it. Then you can give yourself some ideas going to the Leeds game, because at the moment, it looks like we're out of ideas, right? That Man United game, who's that second goal winning? Yes, we scored from a corner, but that cannot be the answer every time we go a goal down. We cannot go, hope we get a corner, right? I was doing it. I was going, we've got a corner, great, right? Our open play this season has been shocking, right? In terms of the conversion rate, it's not been great. That rhymes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's all in out of possession, and all in the out of possession thing. The transition as well. I mean, listen, we are one of the best out of possession teams in the world in world football when we're on it, right?
Yeah.
But it's that transition zone that's breaking down those teams that want to be sitting them players back. You know, Man United was sitting in, which he set it up quite well. In that, people thought it was a 4-2-3-1 like us. Sorry, I spit my words. I'm trying because with Dorgu, obviously he's coming inside. He got that goal, but he was in defensive phases. He was dropping into the back line to make it a 5 like they used to do. So you know, because Shaw is more than capable of dropping in as a third centre back. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what they were doing in and out. And we could, there's times you're looking at it going, we're not going to break. We weren't going to get this here. They're not the greatest Man United team in the world, Tone, but again, we made them look like it.
And I was saying this to the United supporter who was getting cocky in work today. I said to him, when we read his comment out, and I'll finish what I was going to say, the fact that the fans were booing at full time spoke volumes. Who saw the stats that how many games our attackers went without a goal? We may not have the best attack, but we don't have a
listen, mate, this is what we're saying, Sherry.
And I think Arteta
we don't platform Gyökeres to his strengths, Tone. He does what. Sorry, mate. Please continue your thought as well. I just want to quickly, just because Sherry makes a good point that he doesn't. This is what you've got your out and out goal scorer in Gyökeres. We're not platforming him in any way, shape, or form. All he's doing is what the boss wants him to do in terms of pinning the centre backs to create the space for the wingers. And he's vertical run, he's transitional play. Look at that, as I say, look at that goal. As much as in the Champions League we had so many space. That ball, that's what Gyökeres does. Right,
Yeah.
that's Gyökeres. That's a Gyökeres goal. He tried to tee up Saka because it's more likely in his head saying about the Chelsea game when he pushed him away. He wasn't pushing him away physically. He was just saying, "I'm going to thank the guy that set that up," which was Benny White, right? And then he's gone bang. But that's a Gyökeres goal where he runs in between. That's all he needs. He's a runner. You have to, and I believe, in my opinion, that an Eza is the guy that can unlock him. That's what I think.
Yeah, he's
Erdegaard's
got
not going to be able to unlock him because
he's got to take
it's been
Odegaard
proven.
out now. He's got to take him out.
It's
I
been
don't know how
proven
many
that
chances he
Erdegaard
needs.
doesn't know how to unlock him. Saka
Yeah.
is, if you can get a relationship between Eza, Saka, and Gyökeres, I thought personally, start in the summer. That's what I thought. I thought our attacking is going to be through the roof. And I've said it before, and I say it again. Yes, Gyökeres isn't elite. We get that. It's the mentality of the guy. He will keep making them runs as much as you go. Oh, you see him live at Liverpool. Oh, he's shit. He's losing the ball. But watch the guy alone. If you had a player cam, you'll see
Yeah,
how many runs he
on the
makes.
Liverpool game, dude, I got the ump with him because there was balls going flashing across the box and he was nowhere in sight. That's
That's
why I
the
was getting the ump with him.
that's
But
the one thing is it's at times as well, Tone, in the Premier League you haven't got space, and when you're playing against Canate and Van Dijk, but there's different ways to play, and this is the problem against Liverpool, and that's one thing that started to make me go, he's got to come out for a bit. Is that Erdegaard was non-existent. This is your
yeah,
captain, your
yeah,
controller,
yeah,
and he subbed Eza on way too late. But again, we can sit here, Tone, and say about Eza, and I know he's not been in the best of form. But you imagine
yeah.
as a player and your manager, even if you're playing at the Sunday League, right, and they kept putting you on the bench, and then you're coming off. Where's your motivation?
Hmm.
There's nothing I'm going to do right now that's going to get me in front of Erdegaard. He's not doing anything, but you're not giving me the, right. I'm going to start you today. Show me what you can do. He's got to come out of this, Mikel. He's his own worst enemy. And like someone said, the only club that's going to get in the way of Arsenal winning the Premier League is Arsenal.
Yeah, yeah. He's too safe, mate. He's too safe. And one thing I want to say about you, Man United, right? There's two things I want to say about Man United. One, I was thinking about it the other day. They've got that manager bounce, right? Michael Carrick has come in. They played Man City. They played Arsenal, right?
Yeah.
You're going to get up for them games, right? No matter what.
Course
You're
you are.
going to the Emirates. No one's expecting you to win. Everyone's going, oh, I think Arsenal win this comfortably. City, oh, I think City beat United. They're at home, right? For Michael Carrick, it's very, very easy to get your players up for a game like that, right? Yeah, because you're not under any pressure. It's a free hit.
No games. You've got no games in the midweek. You've had nothing. Premier League.
Now they play Fulham at home. Now they're under pressure to deliver, right? That's one thing I'll say to United. Continue it, right? Because you've had two games where you've been up for it. Because there's been no expectations for you to get anything out of the game. Even the fans are accepting that if Arsenal beat us, they're Arsenal, right? They're top of the league. Same with Man United, right? So I'm going to say that. Another thing I did say, and I don't know this Manchester supporter's name, or I'll listen to TalkSport. He called up TalkSport because every single Arsenal that went on there was moaning, right? Oh, we're going to throw Liga. Arteta needs to leave. What? He's too safe. He's blah blah blah. Right? Yep. Take that point on. Right? He is safe, and he's got to be a bit more risk averse in attack. Right?
Yeah.
This Man United supporter. So I read to come out 1 second. True. The Man United supporter said the Arsenal supporters need to calm down. Right? They're still firing on all four fronts. Don't forget that. Yes, we've come and beat you at the Emirates, right? But they're all moaning, right? We've got nothing. Yeah. We've got no cups this season. Our season's dead, right?
Yeah.
They're firing all four fronts. So the Arsenal need to calm down, right? And I think when I actually listened to it, I was like, do you know what? He makes a very, very good point. We are firing on all four fronts, right? We're top of the Champions League, right? We're top of the Premier League. All right, yes, we've dropped points. Fine. FA Cup, Wigan next, right? And we should win that. Yeah. Carling Cup, or League Cup, sorry. Carabao Cup, whatever you want to call it. We're home to Chelsea. 3-2, all right, very tight. We're on full four fronts. We are still in line for silverware, right?
Yeah.
Let's not forget that. I think let's call for a bit of calm, right? And I'm going to say that to myself as well. Because on Sunday, I was fucking fuming, right? I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. But when you actually take a moment and think about it, we're in a good position. But I think it's the desperation of us wanting to win a trophy, right? And we know this part of the season, we've thrown it away, right? And I think that's why. But if you're in that stadium, right, and you're lucky enough to get a ticket, don't boo the players. Don't boo the players.
I think that was a bit much, Tone. The booing.
That was a bit
I'm
much.
with you. I get. Listen, I get it. I get that you pay. I get you paying money, right? But what it is as well, is if me and you, I mean, financially for me, I'd end up being get acres of debt constantly going every week, every other week. But I love this football club. I go every week, right? You have a right to be angry, but you're booing. You're booing your own fans in your own stadium. When what you just said, to not step on your point, we're in 4 fucking competitions, right? And you are at the end of that full-time whistle booing. Some of our fans, right? Some of the bunch. What's the word I'm looking for? I can't remember the bloody word that I'm looking for. Entitled, like they're entitled. We should listen. We've been through the bad times. There's guys who've been supporting this football club from the 70s and the 80s. From 1971 till 1989, we did not win a Kim League title. We were piss poor in the 80s. We might have won a Littlewoods Cup, which is now the Carling Cup. We might squeeze that one in, but we were shit. This club is not entitled to anything. Like, I don't know if it's sort of like from Wenger and you're playing champagne football. We loved it, of course we did. But reality has to be that this is a 38-game season. You are going to lose a game, right? But when it's at home, don't be so entitled to be sitting there booing your players off. I get it. You're frustrated, but that's wrong. You shouldn't be booing your players. I get you working people, some of them. I get you paying your money every week to go and see it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be sitting there going, right, let's smash these teams, let's smash it. The mentality, this is what I'm saying. People are still taking the piss out of us now, Tone, because the mentality is, we should be winning against United. Boo!
Yeah. Our mentality's been questioned at the moment. Patrick Vieira come out and said this: the mentality of the players that are now in question, right? And this is where, you know what? We have to go to Ellen Road, right? After this game, obviously, I think he'll make a lot of changes in this game. We'll get into his starting very shortly, mate.
4-11 change.
I think that Ellen Road, that's a tough game. Tough game, by the way. Right? I think Sunderland at home, we've got 2 potential hurdles of games, right? But we can get through them. But sorry, Miss Feeder's comment, mate. It's been sitting there for a while. Sorry,
Shuri. Sorry, mate. We went on to a bit of a rant there.
It's not Gyökeres. We don't get Saka, Eze, Trossard into optional shooting positions. Nelly is a deadly finisher. If given chances to shoot more than also Odegaard is a casualty, he is a 10 who can't unlock blocks.
Who can? Who can? He says there. Who can?
Who can? Oh, sorry. Who can? Sorry, I'm just assuming he can't because
he can. No, yes, at times though, he just seems Shuri to drop back too much for me.
Odegaard is a good player, but I don't know how he's being coached now. I think Arteta is under so much pressure to win a trophy this season that he's literally going, let's not concede before we score.
Sorry, Tone, but who's your as I said to you, who's your press setter in that team?
Well, you'd have to go. Odegaard.
Yeah, he's just playing safe, Tone, because but he wants a Gyökeres. He wants an Odegaard, because you said he wants an Odegaard on the pitch to lead his thing, and sometimes you've got to take a risk, Tone. I don't think it's risky paying Eze in the 10. I really don't. That's my opinion.
Evening, Chris. Welcome to the show. Everybody has suffered with fatigue playing 8 Champions League games, not just Arsenal. Yeah, no, look, Joe, I've not actually, and I've said to Wayne about this. I'm not going down that route that we played against Inter Milan.
Oh, listen,
our players are knackered.
There's no way they're knackered. There's no way it's knackered. I think it's mentally fatigued, isn't it, Tone? That's what I think we're trying to get at, Chris.
But not with the squad that we've got, right? But then if they're mentally fatigued, what's Arteta doing with them? He's got to take some blame for that then. If they're going to games and they're not mentally there, then what's he doing with them? You get them over, you got to get over the line. I think this is the biggest problem where we're having the supporters, is that question is always coming back to us. Will he get it over the line? Are we going to get it over the line this year? Because if we finish second, I generally feel sorry for Arteta, because he's literally going to get pelters to the point where I don't think he can attain his job.
He's the thing is with it, it's I say a lot of fans as well. And Shuri, yeah, listen, I mean, I get it. I know what you're saying. That if this is the thing that
Let's
he
beat
needs.
this one out, mate. In my opinion, the boos were harsh, but I was at the ground. United at home it was a big game, and the points is there with the Vans. And sorry, our style play is slow, lethargic. It causes groans. It does, mate. It does. I
It's a
don't.
PTSD tone, not the
There's moaning.
PTSD, but
Do
yeah,
you know
that's what
what?
it is.
I did notice. I went at the ground. I wasn't lucky enough to get a ticket this time around. But I must admit that one thing I didn't agree with, Ben White's taking a throw in, and all the crowd are just going nuts at him. I'm like they're under pressure as it is,
no
right?
player, no player was moving for him.
So Villa lost to Everton at home. City have won one game in 6. Yeah, no,
exactly,
I agree with you, Chris.
Exactly.
I agree. That's why I'm calling for calm, because everyone's losing their shit. We've been unbeaten at the Emirates for the last 17 games. We was going to lose one. It's just logical and natural.
I
right?
would rather it be now, Tone, and not in April.
Who we've lost it to.
Yeah,
it's who we've lost it to
is
the most.
I'd rather it be now than not in April. Do you know what I mean?
Wellington, I was there. The Emirates versus United 23. We play fast, exciting football. Vans respond that in that season. Any time we went behind Emirates, we got louder. Yeah,
that was a fantastic atmosphere, mate. Yeah.
When I was at the Liverpool game, right, and it was frustrating. I was shouting, going nuts because we're moving the ball really slowly, and the tactics from Arteta is so naive sometimes, and it's so predictable. That is half the problem. He needs to change it. He needs to be sitting in his office today, right, and going, I've got a dead rubber game coming up. Either I play the youngsters or I play my full team, maybe rest our key players because you don't want to risk them getting injured, and maybe try a different formation. Maybe try a 4-4-2, whatever, or 4-3-2-1, or 4-4-2. Change it. Have a look. Just get the fullbacks overlapping again. No one overlaps anymore.
Like Shuri said as well, it's the football, and sorry, Tom, but it's the football, mate, at the moment. That's the main thing, you know. It's the main thing is listen,
welcome to the show, buddy.
Welcome to the show. Thanks for the comment.
Two strikers. Put Jesus and Gyökeres up front. Give it a go. Because Jesus will drop in the 10 to receive the ball, right? And then it'll float around. You want someone or Martinelli? Put Martinelli and Gyökeres up front.
This is what I'm saying, and Jesus and York, and this is what I'm saying as well. And thanks again, mate, for the comment, and thanks for joining. This is what I'm saying as well, Tone, in terms of like Havertz as well. In that 10, that's the role that got the 3 goals for Eze in the North London derby, because we pinned Moreno towards the centre backs, who's not necessarily.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you, matey.
Keep
going back, matey, as well, and like as well. But we appreciate you joining. Thank you very much, mate. You know, the thing is as well, Tone, is when Moreno was the striker. Obviously, this is a midfielder who is apparently, we see it all last year. The support striker role was what Eze was kind of doing. He's picking up them pockets. You know, sometimes you don't need a ball playing number 10. Sometimes you need a support striker type role. Eze can play that in terms of that in that pocket behind. And look what he did. He got an hat-trick. Sometimes you can test this thing, and I'm not against that at all. Whether it be Havertz, Jesus, that's what I was trying to say, mate. You know.
Shrewsbury 2023, Arsenal got a goal down the Emirates, and you knew we would turn it around. And the way the crowd would spur the team on to make them come back, we would go down 5 minutes later, and we are level. Yeah, Joe, what disappoints me with the Arsenal supporters, right? And I Joe, what, before I get any pelters for this, I do understand that people do travel from far to watch the club, right? But one thing that does great on me, Liverpool 0-0, 10 minutes to go, people walking out, going home. I'm like, I struggle to get tickets, and one of my biggest things, and I'm always there till the last second of that final whistle, right? Yeah. So that I can win.
They're all worried about going home, but go there and stay in that stadium. I get it, but go in there, support to the last minute, clap your players.
I don't know, Sheree, maybe you might leave early. Apologies if you do. That's not a dig at you, by the way. But I don't know how you find that. But like even with the with the Man United game, second half, it's 1-1. People are getting their food still, and then come back to the seat 5 minutes into the second half. It's like, come on, like I think our supporters away from home are fantastic, right? But at home, I think there's there's not enough energy in the crowd. Sorry, this is Chris's team. Yeah, my team. Yeah, Kepa, Nicole, Simone, Mosquera, Calafiori, Norgard, Skelly, Eze, Madueke, Martinelli, Gyökeres. Yeah, Joe, what? Yeah, the youngsters.
I won't be. What I'll do, because I mean, I'm going to
Right,
remind you as
Joe,
well.
what? That's actually a good
Go
thing.
to that, because remember as well, we wanted to close it a little bit earlier. Time we're going to.
We're 40 minutes in. All right, let's go.
So
Let's go on the start 11, dude. Cool. So you've gone quite strong with this. I mean, that last comment was, the youngsters. I agree with that. I think you should get the youngsters in this because
listen. I mean, I don't know. Nichols does. I think he did play on the weekend. I think. Listen, if you're going to go for it, at least put them on the bench. What we got to realise as well, we got Rice and Moreno are suspended. Timber and Saliba picked up knocks, so they're not there. So the team is going to be something close to that, and what could be a combination of what Chris said as well. So, yeah. That's it, Sherry. Half time.
But at half time, I don't agree with that. What, did not agree with what I said in terms of?
No. What he's saying is people at half time, because what it is, other than the fact of queuing up to have a wee or whatever, what he's saying, Tony, is that people are not getting back to their seats. Like,
Yeah, I think in a game like that, like everyone
big game, get to any seats.
Come on,
roar them out, Tone.
Get them going, build them up. When you kick off and half the stadium's empty, it's nuts, right? And I tell you what, I've actually got a really good example before we get into your lineup, Wayne. Right, got a really good example of this. So I get access to a season ticket for a couple of games a season with someone I work with, right?
I'm the same, yeah.
There's two that sit next to my left, right? Two I'd say oldest fellas, right? They turn up, right? Pissed as farts, sitting next to me. They turn up every 15 minutes into the first half, right?
Yeah.
They get up on the 40th minute to go and get another round of beers, right? They come back when it's the 50th minute of the second half, and they get up and go on the 80th minute. I'm like, you've just watched 60 minutes of football, right?
Yeah.
And all you're worried about is getting a beer. And I'm sitting there going,
listen, as you exactly.
I mean, imagine there's 60,000 people in a stadium, and you've got, let's say, 30,000 of them that are doing that sort of routine. Then how are we going to make any noise?
Another thing is, well, exactly. And listen, I mean, these guys might say, "Oh, I've been going," you've been going for a lot of time, but right now your team is in the middle of a title sort of like challenge.
Very good point, Chris. There, yeah,
could be a good one as well, Chris. I've been hankering for that. If Calafiori's fit, by the way, he's been training. Then it could be, to give maybe Hincapié, and you could potentially push him alongside Norgard. I'll up that. I only put Ødegaard in here because I don't think he should start against Leeds. So I want to see what an Ødegaard with an Eze in front of him and Gyökeres will do. But again, this is just a dead rubber. But that's just my opinion, guys. But back to the stadium, Tone. Another one as well for the stream. I'll do what I can. My phone seems to struggle, but I'm going to the Sunderland game on the 7th.
I'm in the ballot. I've applied for the ballot for that. So if I get it, we can stream outside the stadium.
So if we can, that could be a good one. But I'm going on. This is obviously you've got it as well. I sit in the lower tier. Listen, I mean, there's some guys around there. In all fairness to them, I've got to say, in the lower tier, Tone, they are there. There's rarely, you might get one or two to the left. He might bugger off. He'll turn up, but that's, you do get supporters that don't do that, but a lot of them do. And you think to yourself, listen, if you're going to come to watch 60 minutes of football, I would like your seat for the whole season. Someone said he'll be waiting like 10, 20, 30 years for, if you're on the waiting list right now, to get a chance to go there, right? This is my only chance. And again, rarely, these guys at work rarely sort of miss games. I might be lucky to get 3 to 4 games, and I have to enter the ballot, which it confuses the crap out of me, right? But these players, they're turning up. It's like, I would go to a football match. I want to pay to watch 45. I was fuming the other year when I missed the train. I was late at work. I missed the first half hour. Twice it happened to me because of work, and I'm like, I was fuming. And there's these people there, as you've just said, walking out, walking in.
Reed's
you
made a
got a
very good
privilege
point
to
there,
have a
Wayne.
seat. You know?
Yeah, let me read out Shreve's message. It's a very good point he's making. Arsenal tickets are so expensive, but God, lads, the way PSG, Inter, Bayern tickets are so cheap. But sometimes watching those teams, you realise how bad the atmosphere is in the Emirates. Yeah, they're rocking. Them grounds are rocking every week, right?
Yeah, mate.
Because they are so cheap,
Good
and you're
point,
getting actual
Shuri.
supporters. Please, Wayne and Tony, as football men go to PSG home game or Bayern game and experience the atmosphere, even Barcelona is a nice one. Plus Atletico at night. Yeah, you oh, welcome Ted. I think Ted's new. Welcome to the channel, mate. Do we need
Yeah,
a reset?
thanks for joining in, Ted.
Do we need a complete reset? Last year or even a few years ago, we were wiping teams away. I saw some of the best games I have seen in my lifetime in 2023-24 season at the stadium. Yeah, I would agree
We
with
were
that.
flying, mate, and we were
Agree with that.
so close to the title there. So close.
You said welcome to the channel, buddy. Thank you for your comment.
Thank you for the
Side
comment,
note,
mate.
clear to see January has taken a toll. 9 games in 28 days. Even City struggling. 1 win in the last 5, and that was versus Wolves at home. Yeah, look, as I said,
they're going to struggle, in my opinion, Tone, in the next 2 games, mate.
That's why I'm asking for calm on it, because we're still top, and we February's coming in. February looks a little bit lighter.
February lightens the load, Tone. February lightens the load.
But Arteta needs to tweak it, right? That's one. My argument is Arteta needs to tweak it. If he doesn't tweak it, I think we're in trouble, right? Because we're too predictable. Right? Ted's put after the last minute one against Bournemouth with Nelson. I had now with my dad. Joe, what? I was at that game. I was right behind that. And Joe, what? I've never cuddled so many random geezers in my life. Right? It was a good. Joe, why? That was such a good moment, Ted, because I generally had a feeling when that goal went in, this is our year. This is our year. It's got to be our year.
When that goal went in, we all did.
Because when them moments happen, you're like, surely we're going to get it over the line. Look, we know what happened. But yeah, thank you for that comment.
There's a statistic as well you can get up, and all the Gooners watching as well with Arteta, is that he has got the most points in the Premier League, right, in the last 3 or 4 years, and he's not got a title just yet. You know, as much as he's the one that deserves it, but he can't. He's got to just release in certain games, release the handbrake. In all due respect, Leeds could end up being a ping pong game, but you know, we will open them up. Leeds can be opened up. You know, they are a danger, but they are at Ellen Road. Of course they are, but they can be opened up. Don't be conservative at Ellen Road. Open it up.
He's got to do something different. He has to, right? And I think whether he does a little bit of a and where he does a little bit of a maybe a lineup. He needs to tweak the lineup. I think Eze needs to start this game, right? You need to go a bit more attacking. Even if you put Rice in the 6 and put Odegaard in the 8, if you want to, you want to retain possession and move the ball around, because I think he's roles number 8 would be better.
Well, people hate it, but I've said to you as well that if I mean, again, if you're going to say, for argument's sake, and sorry, Tony, I don't mean, and we'll answer Ted Wood. And again, Ted Wood, I agree with this. I've read the comment, and Tony will read it out to get it this airtime, mate. But thanks again, but I agree with you. This is why I keep going on, Tony. At times as well, how excited I would be if you got a fully fit Havertz with Eza, Saka, and Gyökeres as your front 4. That for me, in certain situations, say if you had Odegaard, like say you had Havertz in the pocket of the 10. Odegaard a little further forward, because he's done it. He done it when Havertz first signed, right? And you got Rice or you got Zubi. I think it'd be more likely Rice holding. I'm not dropping Zubi out of my team every single game. By the way, I'm just saying that having that, even if you had like a Rice and a Zubi, but you had Havertz in the 10,
it doesn't
that
have
could be
to,
a 4 that would just rip teams apart, mate.
It doesn't have to keep Odegaard on for the full game. He can put Zubi on, put Rice back in that role, just to see the game out, manage the game. I'll read out, catch up some of these comments. Ted, thank you for your comments. This season I have seen Liverpool, Palace, and Brighton, and all 3 matches were poor. I love the club and the team. I want this so badly, guys, but it's just not working. No,
no, mate.
Mate, no, you're not. Spam away, mate. Spam away. I'm glad you're enjoying the show. I'm glad you're enjoying the show.
Ted, listen, mate. This is not. You're not spamming. You just join in and write what you want, my friend. This is what this channel is all about, and we've got regular guys as well, and they do the same. Shuri will tell you. Just don't apologise for that, mate. Keep the comments coming.
there's a few of you watching, guys. Please do us a massive favour and hit the like button. It does help the show. It helps us grow.
Yeah. It'll be
Um,
after the stream, guys. When the video uploads, because it's live, you can't like. But after the video drops, Tony gets it, and we appreciate it, guys. Just a bit of like, show us some love, but we appreciate it. Thank you.
Legends, all of you. Sheree, went to loads of PSG games this season, plus last season. League game tickets cost €25. Imagine that. But Arsenal game versus Brighton goes close to €60, which equals a ticket plus drinks and food at the PSG. Sheree, I went
There's
to
a football
the
man there, Sheree. I like your style. Good
man.
fair play to you.
I went to I went to Liverpool. That's the last game I went to, guys.
Yeah.
I bought a sausage roll and it cost me £8. £8 for a sausage roll.
Oh, dear.
You know what? These are the sort of things that do rattle Arsenal support, because
the cost of everything.
I had a break from Arsenal for a little while. That game when we got absolutely battered by Bayern Munich 5-1, right? And it was like 10-2 on aggregate, right? And I went into work and I literally had a bloke, Tottenham supporters going to me, "Oh, what's the time, Tony? What's the time?" And they literally done it at 10-2. And I was like, "You absolute wankers," right? And that was embarrassing. I think that was when I'm not spending my money on this club at the moment because it was just shit, right? I'm not saying this is shit, but Arteta, Joe, what's really, really frustrating, it really bugs Man United game. Guys, watch the stream back. I was having a meltdown. Apologies. I watched it back and it's actually quite cringy to watch. So I apologize, but I weren't happy. And why I get so frustrated, we've got a squad of quality, right?
We
just need to do what Michael Carrick has done with Manchester United. Go and play with freedom, guys. Go and play with freedom. If you went to this Carrick game, guys, we're top of the league. Go and play with freedom. Don't worry about tracking back. Go and play to your strengths, right? You watch us go and battle them. Go and battle them. Go out there and Joe. I want you to go and win 10-0, right? Don't worry about defending. Don't worry about. The one thing of Arteta, right? And I think old AirPod needs to say to him, sit the fuck down. Just fucking sit down, right? Because he can't be helped.
Yeah, exactly, Chris. Yeah.
Right? He looks like an airport traffic controller on that fucking duck line. He's doing all this shit, right? Let them play. Wenger, the good thing about Wenger, right? He sat in his chair, right? He couldn't do his fucking co-op, but that's another story, right?
That was just funny.
He sat in his chair. That was funny. He sat in his chair and watched his team. He had that trust in his team, right? And he got up when
they let him down. They let him down more often than not, but he trusted what he said.
He trusted that team. He trusted that team. Arteta doesn't trust these team. Like any walk of life, guys. I don't know if what you guys do for work, but any sort of work. If your manager's standing over your shoulder while you're working, right? Is that good for your morale? It can't be, right? And there was a moment this season. I don't know if you remember it. I think it was against? Bloody hell! It was on TV. I can't remember who it was. I think it was the Chelsea game. Yeah, MLS has gone to take a throw in, and Arteta's whispering to something, and you could tell MLS's reactions like, "Mate, fuck off. Let me take a throw in." Right? I think he's unbearably controlling, and I think this is starting to grate on the players because they don't know whether how many times this season, Wayne. I might get the stat up and try and have a look for it. How many shots have we had from outside the box this season? Right, Man United scored 2 goals from pure shooting outside the box. Very, very good goals. But you telling me that Odegaard, Eza, Saka, Martinelli, Trossard, even your career, having a smash from outside the box, you telling me that 1 out of 10 is not going to go in that top corner one day?
The thing is, what I want to add to that, and I want to add to that as well, is Rice, the 2 free kicks. It's only the second one. He said, I'm going for it again. Rice, he was told on the bench to whip it in. And he went, sod this, I'm going for it. Sometimes these players have to kind of defy him in a sense to have a crack. And the ball goes in the back of the net. And another thing as well, and for the interviewers, new guys, old guys, I'm not saying this because I know full damn well that Mikel and any of the PR team are never going to watch this stream. Be lovely if they did, by the way. But last time I said this, he let the handbrake off and we smashed a few teams. So I'm going to say it again. Mikel, let the handbrake off. I just wanted to get that in because I said that and then we smashed like Bayern and then it was Tottenham. Listen, we need to go on a run. That is the main thing. But you're right, Tone, 100%. They have to. It's people are asking, is the attacking coaching wrong? You know, and stuff like that. And this is where there's. I just personally think there's a guy, as I said to you, I've said on this one, and I will flag him up in what he says, because what he says makes sense to me. There's a guy called EBL on X, and he says I don't know who he supports. It doesn't matter, because he always comments, but he says, unleash Eza. That's what he says.
Yeah.
You haven't seen what Eza and Gyökeres can do. Unleash it more. That could be one thing to unleash, Tone. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, let me catch up on some of these comments, Wayne.
Go just go, mate. Go on.
Would you have liked to see Dalman in this game? But he got injured playing against United over 21s all the Yeah, I think is he still out? Is he still out?
It's
Dalman?
maybe February, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree though. I like Dalman. I like the guy. The fact
he's
that
brilliant,
got no
mate.
Fear.
He's
got no fear.
Have a fug from Man United's under 21s to injure him, Tone. Yeah, I know what you're getting at, Chris.
He is definitely one for the future. That kid, he's a good player. Yeah. Eugene, welcome to the show, buddy.
Thanks for joining, mate.
You old timers who saw Arsenal winning title. I'm not that old, mate. Winning titles over 20 years ago. How did you handle the title race during your time? You need to come in and provide hope to the new vans. Come on, you Gunners. Come on, mate. Look, one thing I would say, I was 8 years old in my blue 02 away t-shirt. Wayne's a little bit older than me. Not that much older.
If you want to listen, I'll tell you what it was. I'll tell you sorry, Bones. I'll tell you what I can go back to. There's people that go back to Anfield '89. I was a baby in Anfield '89. I vaguely remember the '90. I've got it on video, and that's how old it is now. '93, the FA Cup and the League Cup double winning. But I mean, we didn't win. We won the Cup Winners' Cup, which I watched with our uncle round our nans, which was a fantastic experience. But as a league campaign, was the 97-98, right? We were about 10. We were 10 points or something from
fire,
and we had Nicholas and Nelka come in. Started kicking on from January. We were behind Man United, and we're going to. What it is, Eugene, for the new guys. I mean, listen, there's guys that have gone back into 89, Anfield '89, mate. That season, we wasn't great. You had one of the best Liverpool teams of all time to compete against. And them boys will tell you more. I was just a young lad, but I would have loved to have been there, because what a goal Mickey Thomas we needed 2 goals at Anfield. At the moment in time, all I can say to you is it's a long haul. But Arsenal Football Club, when we've done it, and this is why I was hoping in the 23-24 we'd do it, Tone. We went on runs. We won 10 straight games in 97-98, and we picked Man United to the title. They couldn't come back. In the double winning of 01-02, we lost 3 games by December. Newcastle beat us. I'm pretty sure them guys at Highbury would have been the fans there. There's only 38,000.
Yeah,
you know.
I remember Silva and Wiltord at Old Trafford. Well, I remember going nuts that day. I remember
that was defensive. We had Keown and Campbell, if I'm not mistaken, at the back. Solid. Vieira in the midfield. I think it was either Parla or Edu. It might have been Edu. Listen, mate, it's all I can say to you, Eugene, and the new fans out there. It's a slog. We've got PTSD, haven't we?
Yeah, winning the title at White Lane, that was a big day.
We won the title in the Invincibles.
You
have to go on runs.
20 years ago.
20
years ago. That's
10 straight. If we win 10 straight games, Tone, what are we on? What are we on points wise, dude? Sorry. 50, and we 50 something.
Think so, mate. Hold on 1 second. I'll get up.
We have to go on a run. It's vitally important. It's the best advice I can give anybody. Is Arsenal, when we've won stuff, we've gone on runs. And players
50 points.
50 points. We need to, in my opinion, this league can be won with 85, 86 points. So we have to win 12 games. We have to win the equivalent of 12 games worth of points. Am I right there? 36. Yeah, 36 points. Sorry, guys. I have to double check there. A minimum of that. But yeah, it's a long haul. We have to stick with it, guys. You can have your, as I said when I come on that line, peaks and troughs in the season, Tone. It's never going to be smooth sailing. Not with Arsenal Football Club. It never is.
No, you know what? Down the years, it's never been smooth sailing, you know.
No.
Sheree, I've got a ticket for the San Siro versus the Arsenal game at the home end. €30.
Jesus,
I'm
love,
telling you
mate.
guys, Arsenal is fleecing. They are fleecing people, mate,
Yeah.
out here, and football is slow and lethargic. That is a bad combo, lads. No, it is, mate. That's why people get frustrated.
100%.
Wayne, I know you have kids, and taking to Arsenal games is very expensive and draining, but I take my nieces and nephews to more games like PSG, Bayern, so they can enjoy football more. Yeah, I mean, I can imagine.
I'm thinking about doing that to my eldest, Cherie. My daughter, she's 9. She's got her own shirt and number. She does, but I don't think she's overly sort of like interested. But she does. All 3 of my girls are always asking about the Arsenal. But yeah, listen, I know, mate. I know. It is expensive at the Arsenal.
It is, mate. It's really expensive. My Liverpool ticket, I got that face value, and it cost me £85.
That's what I'm saying, mate.
You know what I mean? So, and it's nuts. Yeah, I want
I'm
to
just
unleash.
a postman, Tone.
Yeah,
postman, it's tough for me.
Ted's put. I want to unleash Eze, like you both said, but when he has come on for Odegaard, he has not been great apart from the Spurs match, obviously. Yeah, look,
this is it, mate.
My point back to Ted, though, mate, I think that the problem is, against Inter Milan, I was going nuts on the watch along because the guy got dragged off at 60 minutes. Like, leave him on the pitch, right? He's a bit like a Saka, right? He's that luxury player. It will give you a moment.
Yeah.
Right, but you got to give him time to give you that moment. Odegaard goes on, he stays on a lot longer, doing a lot less. I think Eze is one of them players that will give you a moment or a few moments in a game.
He needs to be on the pitch to give you the moment.
It'll give you a moment. Do you know what I
mean? He's a moments player. And Cherie, that's brilliant, mate. Yeah, I love that. Yeah,
it's like, hey kids, it's half term. Who wants to go Paris, Munich, or Milan? Get some food, bit sightseeing, good game of footy, and to end the night back at the Eurostar after the game, tucked in bed.
Yeah,
that's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea.
Not bad. How much is that? Eurostar. I mean, as long as I didn't have to drive in Europe, because it stresses me out all the time. I've done it on quite a number of years now. But
Chris made a very good point there.
Drive there.
Chris made a very good point there. Eze needs a good game. He's falling over the ball. What happened? And
he has, mate. Confidence is dropped. He's got a wage increase. Listen, another thing as well, because we've said in previous ones, and we'll have to start to trim it down because I don't want Tony to get in trouble with his missus. He's got a problem, so we'll start to wind it down, Tone.
Well, yeah, we'll take a few more comments, guys, and we'll start closing the stream down.
You stop him from signing for Tottenham. You've done it for a reason, and yet he doesn't get to start.
Yeah, look, I'll read this out just in case anyone's listening, not watching. I honestly think it's a system that isn't working. Top tier comment about the difference between Arteta and Wenger with trusting players. I was at the Bayern match and didn't go to school next day. Mate, I was absolutely getting pelters at work, and I literally hated my life that day. We've gone through hell as during this period, right?
Definitely.
We've gone to having Rami Shamak up front, bloody Nicholas Bentner, Sono. We got excited about Sonogo. Fucking Sonogo, who the fuck was he? He was excited to sign someone because
mate, I don't know if you know, in the pre-season Emirates Cup, he scored 4 goals, all right? That's the most he scored. He only scored 1 or 2 after that, but who cares?
Honestly, gone... That's fucking Sonogo. But yeah, no, look, I would actually try Miles in mid. Mate, I would.
No, we said that definitely. Yeah, I agree with you, mate. Listen, with Calafiori back, Hincapié back, what is the harm in him playing in MLS?
Yeah, Wayne loves Sonogo, mate. He loved him. He couldn't get enough of him. I fucking hated him. I thought he was a pony.
Well, you used to hate Sanchez. What, mate?
Oh my god, that guy got on my nerves. He got on my nerves. He used to run on the pitch like he was Thierry Henry, didn't he? So I was like,
I'll tell you one thing, guys. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing, guys, and you have to forgive me, right? But this is years and years, and I mean years and years. I started playing it in 2001, right? 2001 season, Championship Manager, right?
Oh God, you love it, Championship Manager.
Now, exactly. So you can imagine when I'm playing like 2011, I think it's 2010, 2011, and this kiddie come on from Auxerre, and everyone's going, Wonder Kid, Yaya Sonogo. So when my football club signs him, I'm thinking we might have a Wonder Kid here. So hands up on that, Tone. But after he scored them 4 goals, I'm not going to lie, I'm thinking we might have signed something here for free. But yeah, he was pony after that. So it's
look,
Emirates Cup can do that to you.
I think that, Gyökeres can come good. Right, we just got to start playing to his style. And I generally think...
He's shown the blueprint and Inter's shown the blueprint. Finding that transitional tone. Get them onto you. That's the transitions, mate. That's what you...
I think that Arteta, right, you know what? I've said this since August, since we started running our channel. The inverted fullbacks, right, isn't working in low block games. It's not working, right? It's not working. But it will stick with it. It will stick with it. It will stick with it, right? Zinchenko's gone now, right? He was the guy that started that trend, and he was the best at it. I'm sorry, he was the best at it, right? I think, right, go back to overlapping fullbacks, right? If you've got Gyökeres in the box, you've got two different types of people that's going to put the ball in the box. Ben White, he overlaps, right? Timber goes on a mad one and starts playing number 9. I don't know what the fuck he gets told to do, but you got to go against United, so fair play to him. But he goes on a mad one. But you want your fullbacks just to overlap. Go back to overlapping, because I think it will give your position something to think about, right? Because Saka's just getting marked out of the game now. I think I've seen a lot of pelters going towards Arteta because of the fact that he moved Saka to the left. I was I was calling for that.
Only 4 years behind you.
Yeah.
I
was calling for that. I was calling for him to put Saka on the left just because he can whip the ball. But the problem,
it should be an experiment, or even Madueke if he's not willing to do Eze time.
Yeah, the reason why that didn't work is because for some reason Saka doesn't want to take on his man. That's why it didn't work.
Yeah. But as I said earlier in the stream, that what we're struggling with is the fact that Saka's our star boy, and we need his numbers to go up because he's the guy. We need that Saka of last year prior to the injury.
Yeah.
He was on fire.
Yeah.
And we're still waiting. We have to look. We need him to. If anything's going to happen, we need him to bang now.
Wayne, we're in January. He scored 4 goals in Premier League.
I know, dude. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, Tone. It's throughout the team we spread the goals, but it's right now that we get 1 or 2 players start banging the goals in. Otherwise, Arsenal have old as well for the guy that was saying as well. I forget your name. I do apologise. Please come back. As we have a lot of people come onto it, so remembering names. We had, and I'll be as quick as I can, Tone, as well, mate. So we start to wind it down.
Yeah, with that few comments, we'll shut the stream down.
In 97-98, you had Nicholas Anelka and Overmars going on runs and scoring goals. Ray Parler, funny thing, was helping us out. 2001-2002, Dennis Bergkamp was carrying us for a lot of the season. Henry kicked on as well. You had Lundberg when Henry or Bergkamp weren't doing it. You had Pires. When we lost Pires, we actually lost Pires he'd done his knee cartilage, if you remember rightly, Tone. But he scored an absolute worldie against Aston Villa. We lost him, but we had players step up. Even Sylvain Wiltord and Kanu up front at Man United, Old Trafford, got us through and got us over the line.
Yeah.
We need players now to start doing that again. Trossard's dropped off because Calafiori's not in the team, as we said earlier. Certain players, if these players ain't working, listen, Trossard's been in fantastic form, but he needs to be dropped if he's not putting... We need goals and assists. He looked quite good in the first half hour of that United game. And then he dropped off. We need players who are going to do it, Tony. And it's up to the manager to figure out the way to do it,
Yeah. Let me just get some of these comments out of the way, Wayne. Then we'll have to...
so you can wind down, mate, because you're going to get in trouble with your missus, dude.
Yeah, she's probably watching. But Alexis Sanchez in the current team wraps up the league. Guy was a baller. He shit on joy of left wingers in current form. Prime Sanchez was Ballon d'Or in his set. Yeah, he was. I loved him. He was great.
Someone said Ozil. Was it you? Did you say Ozil Sanchez? Jesus Christ, mate! I would have Sanchez all day long. In this team, this is a Sanchez team.
That was the catalyst.
Alexis Sanchez will win you this league. Pronto. He was a phenomenal footballer. He was one of my favourites in the recent times.
Then that was Wenger ball, mate. Because Wenger had the shackles off, right? Right. Yes, we conceded goals, but he had the shackles off. You
have to have risk. With no risk, there's no reward. I'm sorry, but as much as he wants to be the best out of possession football team in the world, you have to take risks. And Saka did look good on the left, and I think there could be an experiment.
I was on my watch long. I was calling for that. I was quite like, put Saka on the left, put Madueke on the right, because Madueke is more effective on the right than he is on the left. Saka's adaptable to play on the left. He got into the Arsenal first team. He comes as a left back. I don't know if you guys remember that. He comes as a left back. Unai Emery brought him in as a left back because he had loads of injuries, and he come in. That's where he started off, and he was brilliant on the left, and then he went forward to the left wing. And then he moved over to the right.
He's more than capable of playing it. He just can't play left back.
He's capable of I'm not saying left back.
No,
he's taking that full back.
I'm making a joke about the England team, Tone. I'm making a joke when he was out of form. They were trying to. Someone was saying he should play left back because he's playing at right wing.
So Cherie's put if doing inverted, Lewis Skelly is perfect candidate. Rice sits Odegaard Eze play further in pockets. White overlap Saka, Eze Trossard interchange in the wings, and pockets deadly combo football. Yeah, no, I agree. We don't do enough of that interchanging.
We've lost a lot of that, Shiri, and it needs to
Very,
come back. He needs to find a way. He does need to find a way, mate.
very good point, Chris. Old-fashioned play, left footers on the left, right footers on the right. Yeah,
always was. Right? Stuart Downing never played from the right, did he, Tony? He had a good left foot. Harry Kewell.
Yeah, the problem that you got, right, is Saka will always come on his left. He'll go down the wing and he will always turn back on his left, right? And it's predictable now because what other teams are doing now in the low block, they're not just low blocking now, they're doubling up on him. So they know. So you know when he's going to stop, he's going to go back, he's going to go back round, he's going to do the same thing. Trossard started doing it at Man United, and it was literally that big shoehorn we keep talking about, Wayne, right?
Yeah,
when we go into the I'll call it shoehorn mode, right? The team go, come break us down, we'll hit you on the break, right? And United were like, we ain't worried about you. We'll go on, keep moving the ball around. We'll just follow, we'll shift, right? He's got to change it up. If you have two fullbacks bombing on, they go, shit, right? They don't know what they're doing because you're giving Saka the option, right? And on the other wing, you're giving that option, right? He won't do that because of the if they get possession, they're going to be on the counter attack, and he wants to have four players. He's always have to have four players sitting there, right? But have you noticed that when Gabriel or Steve would drive forward, have you noticed that Zubi sits in?
Yeah,
cover that. He always has to have. I get it. He's playing safe. Ted, when do you guys do streams? I will try and get to the next one. I'm on the match. I'm at a match tomorrow with a few mates, so we will go again. But the real match comes on Saturday on Leeds. Come on, you Gunners. Yeah, look, we'll try and do a watch long tomorrow, mate. But yeah, if you go into the game, I was looking at tickets.
Listen, enjoy yourself, mate. Hopefully, it'll be a bit more enjoyable, because we
enjoy it. I think have a few beers, mate. I don't know how old you are, but have a few beers, and just enjoy it. We should get a comfortable victory there.
The real match does come on Saturday, mate. Definitely. But I think this is one as well, Tone, which I've gone in my preview, guys. Is that I think that Eze and Gyökeres should start at Ellen Road. So what I would do is give it time to get a bit of a partnership again and flow in, get the confidence. They should start. That's my opinion, but we'll see.
Yeah, tell your mates to join the stream on.
Yeah, listen, we do it normally sort of like it's around about sort of between 8 and half 8 in the previews. We do a little bit of match reaction as well. So if you can't find us at the time, please come and watch and like the videos. I don't think
we're doing a watch long on Saturday because it's a 3 o'clock kickoff. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a stream, or I don't even know if it's legal.
We more likely won't be able to do it Saturday unless we're at the match. Really,
probably get shut down if we do a watch long and
So there's no way. We'll jump straight on Saturday 3 o'clock, but
we're doing a reaction, guys.
Sunday midweeks,
Yeah. Shreya's put Arteta should take risk because in football, fortune favours the brave.
Yeah.
He who rolls that dice lands on the killer combo to win a game. Exactly.
A bit more of that. I'm gonna have to start shutting it down.
I'll finish these comments down, guys, and I'll shut real now.
I'm gonna have to escape to the men's room.
Yeah, Chris has put modern day football is too predictable. True, yeah, definitely, mate. Giggs was left footed. Did he play right wing? No, he didn't, Chris.
No, he didn't.
Mate. Definitely a few beers. Good man.
Yeah, listen, mate. Just enjoy yourself, and I mean the big one comes at the end. And thanks again. We got a new one. Thanks for joining,
lovely, mate. Thank you for joining. Partnerships in the forward line need to happen. If a few 1-2s like Bruno was doing, they absolutely outplayed us.
Exactly. Mate. Another one before we shoot, because I really got to go now. It's getting desperate times and desperate measures. It's been a very good stream again, guys. Thanks again for joining.
Yeah.
Look, someone said the nearest player to Bruno Fernandes in this team is Eze. I've said it as well. He's that kind of player. Is he on the level? He can do a lot of stuff, Eze. I think he's more of a freer footballer. Just unleash him. He needs confidence. He needs to be unleashed. He needs to play tomorrow night, and he needs to show himself. And then Leeds, he needs to start at Leeds. That's my opinion. But guys, we're closing down. Thank you so much, everybody. Please come back again. And me and Tony really appreciate it. I'll hand over to Tony to finish it off. But again, I just wanted to come and say thank you all. We've enjoyed it again.
Cool, guys.
We'll be on by Tone, didn't it?
Yeah, it does fly by. It does fly by. Thank you for all your comments and getting involved in the chat. Look, Thursday we'll be doing a preview of the Leeds game. Please tune in for that. We're normally on about 8 o'clock, so jump on and get involved in the chat. We'll be doing the predicted 11. There'll be a lot to talk about. But yeah, look, join us tomorrow for the watch along. on the Champions League game. It'll probably be a bit casual, probably get some beers in ourselves and just chill.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, if you're new around here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and thank you again. We'll see you on the next one. Take
Cheers,
care.
guys.
Good
All the
evening.
best. Thanks for joining. All the best.